I don't drink soda.
I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Natural Habitat Podcast. Mikey Booyah.
Awesome Ty.
And we are here. It's a beautiful day, you know, and there was something I wanted to say like right at the beginning of the show. I was like, we're going to open it up. We're going to come in hot.
The Pledge of Allegiance, of course, is how you open things.
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God.
Oh, no. No.
One nation, indivisible.
One nation. Then you do a long pause. Indivisible. With liberty and justice for all.
They don't say God in there?
And then they say amen at the end. They changed it. So they took God out of the middle, but they say amen at the end. Yeah, like years ago. They took God out of the national anthem.
But God was in the Pledge of Allegiance, right?
Yeah, God, or not the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, yeah. God was in there. Under God, but then they were like, we got to separate church and state.
Man, like, I'm not even religious, but I would have been against that. It's like, no, we just leave it in there, you know? Like, it's what I've been taught. It's what I know.
You got to relearn the whole thing. It gets clumsy.
It makes a fool of me on a nationally syndicated podcast.
We have some exciting news today. And before we get to that, I got a couple notes in here. A couple talking points, you know? Okay. I figured maybe we could talk about some current things that are happening.
Some world events.
And maybe get, our opinions. We are social commentators.
We are commentators.
And give our opinions on these things that are happening.
Do you think that we've like crossed the threshold into being influencers?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we have enough followers.
I think with all of our like plays, views, and interactions and impressions combined.
Just doing like a total.
Yeah.
Okay.
You put them all together, we're influencers.
So maybe like we don't have 100%. As many people following our day-to-day moves, but over time, like, our all-time, hey, look at me.
Our macro moves.
Okay.
Like our macro moves are seen. Micro movements, not so much, but that's like the higher you get in celebrity, the more tiny movements people see, and then you get paparazzi.
And I think all-time records in statistics should not be overlooked.
Yeah,
just because I've had
you're talking about the Rodney Dangerfield episode.
In any statistical
the back to
situation.
school YouTube video that we still get like 10,000 views on every week.
Exactly. Like that's not for nothing. Just because this one's going to get like 2 or maybe 3 on YouTube.
Yeah, but that one still counts.
Yeah, exactly. So you gotta average. It's a law of averages, and you add them up and then you divide them, and it gives you a nice rounded number. And
there's like a whole formula and stuff. So my first thing on our current events list. The XXXTENTACION documentary dropped on Hulu. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't heard about this. I know very little about this guy other than like he was like a horrid domestic violence perpetrator. Okay,
so now that I didn't hear about. I got that mixed up with George Floyd. They like said that he like punched a pregnant lady or something like that. So I thought George Floyd and XXXTENTACION were like mixed their stories.
You mixed up like a victim of police violence with a
dead SoundCloud rapper. Yeah, but I didn't know that XXXTENTACION had any of that kind of stuff. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah, I think you are. And like that was kind of like how I learned about him before I ever heard any of his music. Like I randomly like read an article about this guy just doing, and like I don't remember the specifics now, but I remember it being enough for me to be like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit, and like I never fucked with him, and then he got killed. Was he murdered?
Yeah, he was murdered. He was like buying a car or something like that.
It might have been somebody acting on behalf of the young lady that he like raped and beat.
Maybe. So. I know I found out about him, I want to say around the time when he died, like a lot of people, and maybe right before.
That's how you hear about a lot of rappers is when they're killed.
Yeah. And I remember Adam 22 from No Jumper he was putting on XXXTENTACION.
Yeah.
And like he had the shirt that he had made with his face on it. And he was always like, go listen to X. He's a SoundCloud guy. And then he became like the biggest SoundCloud artist.
Yeah. I've heard good things. I think I've tried to listen to a couple of his songs, but I don't think I have anything of his saved in my library, or I couldn't name a song. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that it's just I haven't heard the right shit. But
so I heard that this documentary was coming out on Hulu. That it was their like the Kanye documentary had come out, and this was Hulu's response to that. They're like, well, we have an X documentary, and the documentary is like a whole smear campaign against this guy about his like abuse, about all of the things that he did wrong and all the stuff that was wrong with him and all of his mistakes all compiled into like one documentary that they're releasing after his death, which I now am excited for. I think that'll probably be really good.
So it's like openly like being marketed as against this guy?
Yeah. It's
portraying him as a villain, like the
It's anti him.
Well, I mean, that holds to what I've heard about the guy. Like, I mean, just because you like made music and you got shot, like that doesn't make you Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? Like if you're a shitty person, like it sucks you got shot, I guess, if it was unrelated to that. But I mean,
so
don't beat and rape a bunch of women.
Yeah, true.
It's pretty easy.
See, I had no idea about any of that stuff. Well, maybe it was more shocking to me. But that's it. That's all I had on my current events.
Nice. See, I'm trying to think of anything that's happened this week. I'm
a lot
on a blank.
A lot happened. I've been disassociating a lot lately, so
yeah, I've kind of tuned out. Like as far as news, I know Saturday Night Live's still around, and it's probably really bad.
Yeah, Pete Davidson's moving to Australia.
That's fantastic.
I recently messaged this. I saw this guy. He's a rapper. I'll say his name is 6-Digit is his name. And we performed at the Gathering when we went to the Gathering. And he had also won like the same contest that we were in to go and perform. So we met him there. We kind of bonded over that.
There were multiple winners of this contest?
So this contest actually never ran its course. So it made it to, it was like a bracket system, right? Yeah. And they made it down like 3 or 4 brackets to where there was 4 different groups left. And then they didn't do the show anymore. And then the 4 groups were like, hey, who won? And they said everybody won. You could come, you could perform, all 4 of you win. So it was us, it was 6-Digit, it was Freddie Grimes, and it was Other.
Freddie Gibbs?
No.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Different guy. So we like met this guy, bonded with him over this, like winning this contest.
And you just followed him throughout his...
Yeah, we followed each other on social medias and like see each other's things and like mildly support each other.
I have a bunch of people that I've like met over the course of, making music from doing shows that I've had the same relationship with.
Yeah.
I just like randomly will see their posts. It's like, oh yeah, I met you once at a show 600 miles away or something.
Yeah. I have a lot of people like that actually. And some of them are like high in my algorithm.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Like I see everything.
Insanely high. And there's
this guy Plays in Santa Cruz and I've seen his whole life. Like his whole journey through his divorce and him getting sober.
Isn't that weird?
And now he's a TikTok star.
And there's some people that like...
Shout out to Plays, by the way.
There's some people that I'll just like unfollow, but like some people, even if I find them annoying, there's just like certain people that I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to unfollow this. I want to see how this plays out.
There's this other guy that I know from Santa Cruz that I also followed from the same show. And he's like the opposite of Plays. And he's one of the guys that like on his Facebook page, it says he likes everything. Like, how it has interests and you could put like it'll show a little emoji like fishing, camping, music. And it's all of them. It just goes for, he likes everything.
There's a record label that was like, shouts out to them for their longevity, I guess, but there's zero chance that they're making money. They were always just in like the phase of like, we're going to pump as much money as we can into this and try to present the appearance of, being like a successful, profitable business. But like, you can tell they never really had the fan base or numbers behind that to like, add up. But, they've been doing it for like somebody involved with it just must have like an unlimited bankroll, because they've been like, you know,
just
like,
funding
just
this thing
funding
forever.
it, like, yeah, forever. Like,
who is it?
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Yeah, like this whole label in Southern California, and these guys are not, and it's like, at least like I haven't like spent that much money on my career. You know what I mean? Like fucking, like I take pride in that. Like I've kept it relatively minimal and achieved, you know,
a lot.
Yeah, probably. I mean, probably given the geographics, I think that helps us a lot. You know what I mean? Like that we don't live in LA.
Yeah.
So like there's, you know, the competition isn't quite what these guys are probably dealing with, but there's also like a talent issue at a certain point and a creativity issue. And it's like, at what point do you throw in the towel on that? And like, why haven't you progressed as an artist, or like in your aesthetic or presentation, or, you know, like made adjustments to, you know, like see what hasn't been working? Like, why do you still look like you did in 2009? And, you know, like,
I think I know who you're talking about the more that you like describe this.
Yeah.
But yeah. So 6 Digit, right?
Yes.
He's been posting a lot on, like we said, we see stuff from these people. So he's been posting a lot about, you know, how sad he is. I thought she loved me. I'm so sad. Nobody comes around anymore. I got no friends. You know, just like, woe is me stuff, right? And then he posted this thing that was like about like dealing with depression, right? And the way that he like described it, like hit me for whatever reason. It like broke through that little, I want to say chink in my armor.
Yeah, I think you can still say that as long as it's not like, you know, in relation to an Asian person.
Absolutely not. No.
Like, I remember, not long ago, there was an Asian player in the NBA, and he was on a hot streak, and his hot streak came to an end, and they thought it would be a good idea to use that saying as a headline relative to his basketball playing.
Well,
and being that he wasn't Asian, and that is like an Asian slur,
that's a little rough,
inappropriate in that context, but I think the way you used it is admissible still.
So he found the chink in my armor and had this post about depression. And, you know, he pretty much was like, shit ain't happening like I thought it would. And, you know, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I messaged him because I'm really not one to, you know, go in the comments unless I have something mildly witty to say.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I'm not just going to leave a serious comment on someone's thing for like the whole world to see. That's insane.
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
And especially if you're agreeing with the person, or like, you know, you're not going to just like post a comment being like, yeah, what you said, you know, like I like the way you said it, but
yeah. So I messaged him and I was like, hey dude, like what you said, you know, like I relate to that. I'm sorry that you're going through this. And then I was like, kind of told him that, like the story about, I was like, you know, we met at the gathering back when we were both like probably at the peaks of our careers. And then everything kind of fizzled out. Then I went on the production side and had a studio, and then the studio caught on fire, and it was nothing that we did. So that kind of made it worse. Like it would have been better if it was us that burned it down and not just something unrelated. And then I was like, then my sister died, and I've been dealing with like this depression, and, you know, like I just wanted to reach out and like let you know that like you're not alone, that like where other people are dealing with this shit. Like I'm one of them, you know?
Yeah.
And this guy big timed me. He was like, hey man, sorry to hear that you're going through that. Yeah, things have been rough, but I mean, they still have been pretty cool. Like I just recorded an album at Ben Margera's house and things are still moving for me. It's just like, you know, I've been sad and stuff. So he just like posted something for some girl to see or some shit.
Oh yeah, that was just a ploy.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get
and then I like bought into it. And then he was like, oh no, my career is great. I've been hanging out at,
let me ask you this.
Whose Bam Margera nowadays?
He's a professional skateboarder that's
nowadays
lost his marbles.
Who is he nowadays?
Yeah,
he was kicked off of the new Jackass movie. I know that.
And this is something that I did. I had the same problem for a while. When you stop operating under the mindset that your best days are necessarily behind you, it's a game changer.
Oh yeah.
Like all of a sudden, like you're inspired. That was like a big part of like why like I got like I just kind of like looked at it like, well, I mean, yeah, like I did a lot of stuff, but it's not like I was fucking ever like an actual like success or start or anything like outside of like a handful of people. So why should I think that?
Yeah, if anything, that was training.
It's just like I have to do it, and I have to stop wasting time and like stop like like thinking about that and like make the content. And it's more or less like if you make the content and put it out there, like there's no reason. I mean, you may not be like do anything crazy, but there's no reason like you or I couldn't like
make some of our best,
especially now with like the benefit of hindsight, knowing what not to do, knowing how to talk to people. You know what I mean? We're not like that old or anything. You know what I mean? But yeah, you should think about it like that.
Yeah,
that's something like that troubles you, because I was like, yeah, for a minute, like especially after I had my first kid, I was like, oh, like I'm old now. Like nobody wants to hear a fucking 35-year-old guy rapping. Like that's not true. It's just depends on like the person. And
yeah, a lot of the rappers that I listen to are old as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, and
I just recently found out about him. It's not like I've been listening to him for 20 years.
Freddie Gibbs is 39, and he's like, he hasn't even like, he's like, about to like really blow up.
Somehow R.A. the Rugged Man like still is popular among the youth.
Yeah, and it goes back to making quality stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like all of those are good rappers. These aren't like Little Pumps and Smoke Perp. And your SoundCloud rappers, they're those guys were never making good music, so it's not like there's going to be like a major drop off in quality. Whereas like if you're making good music is always going to be good music, and there's always going to be a demand for it.
Yeah, very true. So Jerry, yeah, we're ready if you want.
Bring him.
Tell him to come in. So
we have a guest. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, not even a guest. This is a new member of the Natural Habitat Podcast universe.
Yes.
Part of the whole thing, part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah, so you've got such characters as Jerry, we've had Matt, we've had Bill, we've had Cypher, Jayhawk, we've
Cypher,
had Joey Black, we've had all these people coming and going, and we've established almost the Simpson-esque world with all these back characters and people that
got Big Mike has been around.
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean Rick. We've had a number of people, so we're very excited to bring in another one, and somebody that hopefully everybody already knows and is familiar with.
Yeah, and that is hopefully all of yours and definitely our new friend, Winnie the Pooh. Go ahead and bring him in, Winnie.
Now, is his theme song public domain also? We might have to look into that, because if so, I say you run.
I mean, I imagine that the theme song was probably made around the same time that the first
I don't know the key of it, so I can just say like Winnie the Pooh.
Hold on, Winnie, get back.
Yep,
we're not ready yet. We gotta.
Jerry, you should have had this taken care of. This is pre-production work, Jerry.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone should have actually sent me this link already. So I mean, I would imagine that the theme song probably premiered at the same time that Winnie the Pooh premiered. So what happened, to anyone who doesn't know, Winnie the Pooh has recently entered the public domain, which means that anybody can use the art, the likeness, the name, and insert him into whatever creations you have.
So you're going to see all kinds of like t-shirts popping up with like him having strange tattoos. There's going to be a lot of
official ones too, not bootleg t-shirts.
Yeah, because that's always kind of been a thing.
Our next animal friend is a cuddly old bear who lives with his pals in this magical book.
So yeah, everybody knows Winnie the Pooh's backstory. He was, I guess, trademark copywritten by Disney for a number of years, but somehow is it just that they can't renew it, or that they can't renew it?
Yeah,
right?
They can't renew
it. They want to own everything.
So So there was a strange thing with copyright law. Copyright law was like, I want to say created and definitely changed by Walt Disney, who didn't want anybody. Yeah, Walt Disney created copyright law because he didn't want anyone to steal his characters, even though all of his characters were stolen from old stories and fables and stuff. And then he made it like 70 years after the death of the creator, and then changed the law to extend it another 35 years. So it's like 115 years after you die or something like that. And Winnie the Pooh was created however long it is, that long ago.
Right. Okay.
And has now crossed over that time.
So we can expect more like characters to be like eventually dropping into public domain in the future. Like
yeah, a lot of good ones too.
Some heavy hitters in the century there.
But I also think it has something to do with ownership and when people die. And I want to say that people can transfer the ownership to somebody else, and then they can live on. Yeah,
I would imagine like some families are eating off of, some random thing that their great-great-grandparents like.
There was this story of Betty and Marty Hill or whatever.
The Hills, yeah, sure.
And they wrote the Happy Birthday song.
Yep.
And they had it copywritten forever up until recently.
Yeah. For a long time, that's why like at restaurants and shit, like they would sing like happy some like random shit.
Yeah, they got to do a knockoff because these old ladies would come and sue you. They would come sue Chili's.
Notoriously litigious, the Hills were.
So that entered the public domain. Winnie the Pooh. All of these dope things that people actually know. Because right now, if you go to the public domain, it's the dumbest shit ever. It's fucking paintings from back in the day. Santa Claus. It's a lot of Christmas songs because those were made back in like the 1800s. Shitty
like Mark Twain shit.
Talkies, like the first movies where there was like no sound or minimal sound. Charlie Chaplin, shit like that.
So is Charlie Chaplin
no
public domain? No,
I said, well, shit like that.
Right.
And a lot of these things, more familiar things that we know. I'm talking Angels in the Outfield. I'm talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Batman soon, actually.
Batman soon. Yeah, Batman has to be
real
within the next, 50 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of these things that we know and we love. Actually, if you count the comics, like these comics started coming out in like the 20s.
Yeah, I want to say Superman's like 20s or 30s. So like Superman should be hitting.
Yeah, Superman, public domain. Think about all the mud flaps.
I remember you used to like Senate, the skate company got sued because of their Superman logo shirt that they made with the money sign. And
can't do it.
No more DC Comics.
But those will be back. And a lot of these things are going to be hitting public domain. Winnie the Pooh has hit. This theme song sucks.
Oh, this isn't it. Like I'm thinking like Winnie the Pooh, cuddly fuzzy bear that everybody loves.
Here we go.
Gotta get going. Gonna see a friend of mine. He's round and he's fuzzy. I love him because he's just
Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear.
All right, bring him in.
Me there, Pooh Bear, Winnie the
Bring in
Pooh
Winnie.
Bear.
Jerry, bring in Winnie. All right, here we go. This is our new friend, Winnie the Pooh.
From the forest? From like a forest? Or
he lives on like a tree, right? Or something?
Or do you live with Christopher? I don't know.
But welcome, Winnie. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us and a lot of other people.
Thank you for allowing me to join you as the third mic on the Natural Habitat podcast.
The what? The fat
third
mic?
mic? I don't like the way he's...
No. Third mic. Jerry, did you... No. You're actually not the third mic. You're just like part of the...
Like a special... Recurring special guest?
Yeah.
Like a bit... You're like Dr. Hibbert. or like groundskeeper Willie, you're not. I mean, you're not even Flanders.
Yeah, you'll pop in every once in a while, but you're definitely not third mic, even though you are near the mic.
Well, producer Jerry told me I would be a co-host. My people at Disney aren't going to like this.
Like regularly? No, we didn't say anything about that. And also, you're no longer copywritten by Disney, so like all those suits and lawyers are they don't have your back anymore, buddy.
Yeah,
You're
did nobody tell you?
Public domain now. Welcome to the jungle, bitch.
Yeah, you are in the public domain, so anybody can own you, and currently we own you, and you are now a part of the Natural Habitat podcast.
If we want to put you in like a weird outfit and make you like parade around doing something uncharacteristic, we're free to do that without legal recourse.
We definitely can. We could dress you up like the Pillsbury Doughboy, and nobody would know the difference.
Yeah, we could get sued by Pillsbury, but not you.
Oh, brother, where is Christopher Robin?
Christopher Robin's still in Disneyland, man.
Yeah, Christopher Robin, he actually didn't premiere until the second season. So the first season was just Winnie the Pooh. Christopher Robin is still owned by Disney, not in the public domain
same with
yet.
Eeyore and Rabbit and
all your friends.
Piglet. There's no Piglet. It's just you, bud. Like we own, or we all own you. You belong to the streets now.
You were first introduced as a lone character for, I think it was like the first 3 years. It was just Winnie the Pooh before any other characters were produced. So you're on your own.
I think Winnie the Pooh was initially a novel, and that's probably where this all stems from. But you know what? I digress, because Pooh, you're here with us, and you know Michael Eisner or whoever's running Disney isn't going to come save you, bud.
Yep. Sorry.
Well, fuck both of you.
Excuse me?
And your producer. I'll burn this whole place to the fucking ground.
What?
Okay, calm down.
And your green room has the worst honey I've ever tasted in my life.
There's
You call
no honey.
this a podcast?
What are you talking about?
It can't be in the comedy section.
Did you eat dab?
No.
That's not honey. That's cannabis oil.
Yeah, that was absolutely not.
And that wasn't
honey.
for you. And there's no green room here, bud. Like it's just a green room.
He's freaking out.
What are you having, like a seizure?
It's okay. It's just weed honey.
You
It's
speaking
fine.
Arabic?
It's weed honey.
This is Arabic?
It's fine. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Okay.
They haven't
Look,
been
get out of
feeding
here.
me.
You gotta go.
Someone help me.
You gotta
What?
go. Get him out, Jerry. Take him out.
This was a
Get
bad
him in the
idea.
closet. Just put him back in his closet.
Put him back in. Send him back to the fucking the domain. Let somebody else have him.
Do you think we're gonna kill him? Do you think he's gonna be okay?
We can kill him, right? It's public domain. Like
Ooh,
we
we can.
like give him whatever.
Jerry,
ending
bring
we
him back in.
Yeah.
What? No. Just
No,
take
because
him
we're
out.
a recurring guest.
Yeah, recurring
He has
guest.
to come
Maybe
back.
actually you could tune in next week. Maybe we'll kill Winnie the
Yeah,
Pooh. That's allowed.
this could be an arc where we just continue to allude to killing Winnie the Pooh, and then maybe someday we do. We have the right to.
We could torture him. We could wait for that song from Reservoir Dogs to enter the public domain, the one where he's like cutting off the dude's ear and pouring gas on him. And we'll get that going, and it'll just be it'll be a fun time. Great time.
It's a long-term bit.
Oh yeah. I don't think they're hearing that. That's us. So let's see. I got XXXTENTACION. I got 666 digit. Our local radio station. I don't know if you guys have a college where you live.
Oh yeah.
But we have a college, and this college has a radio station.
I think most colleges have a radio
That's a big
station.
thing, college radio.
Cuesta has a radio station even.
Yeah.
It's just not like heard as far, but ours is actually like it comes in really well all over our area. So it's pretty much always in tune. And yeah, it's by far the best radio station.
Mm-hmm.
Is even, because they're independently run by college kids, who like are at the prime of their music awareness.
And they're fully on the spectrum of like, some of them will be like really into it, taking the job seriously. Most of them doing it poorly, but like in a lovable way, And
then there's also some that you can tell like have no interest in anything whatsoever.
Don't
and they're
care.
just doing it for like an elective credit
it's
or
an
something.
easy credit. They got to go smoke
yeah.
weed and hang out at the radio station. And it probably sounded a lot better, but then once they got in there and started doing it, they were like, this fucking sucks. Like I have to I have to just sit here.
And then you get some that are, you know, they've just transferred in from Austin, Texas, which is the biggest independent, you know, that's where South by Southwest is, Austin, Texas, right?
Huge hub for music.
So like you come from there, you're naturally disposed to the greatest music, you know, all the independent music. You come over to San Luis Obispo and you slide in and start going to college. You know, you become a DJ at the little podunk radio station.
And you just never shut the fuck up about how you come from Texas.
You go hard as a motherfucker, and you reference the fact that you're from Texas in your DJ name that you pick for yourself.
So there are a lot of DJs on this station that play very similar music to the music that we listen to.
No, yeah, I'm kidding. They play great music, and it's a great radio station. KCPR.
I cannot vouch for DJ Lone Star or whatever her name is.
I mean, I'm not
because I haven't listened to her DJ. I've just heard her
drops.
I've heard her drops.
She's very. I mean, she makes you aware that she's from Texas and that Austin, Texas.
I almost feel like she might not be from Texas.
Yeah, and
like it seems too much.
I mean, like, is Austin, Texas really like this massive music culture hub?
It's Nashville. They have. Is it Nashville like the huge?
Yeah, Nashville's way more. Like Austin just has South by Southwest, so you've got like a bunch of indie bands coming there once a year. But like, I don't feel like Austin's really putting out like any sort of crazy amount of distinguishable music. So
Nashville is where you have all the iconic studios.
Are we just having like a bit where we're just like making fun of like a DJ?
Kind of. We were gonna call.
Oh yeah,
but they're closed now.
Yeah, it's after 10. Oh, shit.
But
no, I think she's got a great radio voice and she projects well and she
has confidence.
Some of them are just like sound like they're like a fish or a deer in headlights. They have like a deer in headlights type of deal. Like and she definitely seems like she's got she's from Texas.
But there's been quite a few times where I thought that I was listening to that I had my Bluetooth hooked up and I was actually on the radio. And they play like good stuff and stuff that I would listen to.
Yeah, this is like a fun story since we were talking about this. Like this was like last week. I just told you about this. Like I was listening to a song on Spotify. It was a Kendrick Lamar song on Spotify. When I get out of my car, it's like mid song, so it cuts
King
off.
Kunta.
King Kunta, yes. Yeah. I come back in my car. And, like I get in my car, start driving, hadn't hooked my phone up yet or anything. And like King Kunta's playing. And all of a sudden it's like a censored radio friendly version of it, which like I don't recall having saved to my library, but I was like, why do I have this version saved in my library?
Spotify's been throwing me.
So I go on Spotify to, unsave this edited version. And nope, like this is, I noticed that this is, KCPR playing the very song that I was listening to on Spotify seconds previous.
You're synced up. You guys were like...
It's synergy for sure. So shout out KCPR. They're a great local college radio station. And if you have a college...
You can listen online, actually.
If you have a college in your area, check out their radio station. They're probably playing better music than... And you think you don't listen to radio, but there's going to be times where like you find a radio on and you might as well have like a decent station tuned in.
Yeah. And what I would do if I were you and you lived in an area that had a different college, I would join the college, sign up, take classes for radio, get yourself a slot, like a 2 or 4 hour slot, and then just go to kcpr.com or whatever the website is and just stream KCPR through your college radio tower out to your local people. And then we're going to try to get the podcast on KCPR.
So what's funny is like, we're talking about this randomly, but like, if you decide to take a class at Cuesta, like you were talking about, which is like a local community college, the Cuesta radio station is like absolutely desperate for people for DJs. Like I didn't do it just because I was really busy, but I remember the girl. I can't remember the girl's name that ran it. She's like one of those girls that like I think she just like goes to Cuesta professionally. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she's not like a college student age. She's a little bit older, and she seems like she's probably just takes something, to like stay there and like continue doing the radio station. Cause like the radio station's her whole thing. She like does all of it. But no, I remember her like repeatedly asking me about, if I would do, shift on the radio station without even knowing anything about like me
or
like
your
about
courses or like what classes you were taking
so she was just like cold soliciting people, and like the whole thing is overseen by the professor that does my video and television. It's like the same guy like who I have a good relationship with. So if you sign up for a class at Cuesta, like any class, we would easily, and I did too, obviously, we would easily be able to go in there and get a radio show and have it. San Luis, it only goes in slow. It doesn't make it up to North County, but we could.
But it'd be online too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be lit.
Dude, I sent you the application. It's super easy.
Oh, man.
It's legitimately easy.
Okay, well, what you didn't have time before, would you do it with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, then we might have a local radio show. That would be so cool if we become college radio.
Dude, it would be so, like you have.
If we become the college radio.
This sounds so like, like wild, but like logistically, it's one of the easier things that we could like
we really
podcast
could.
bit we could do. Like, honestly, I'm already going back to Cuesta in the fall, and I'm gonna, I would have considered doing this on my own.
Yeah,
honestly.
you said that they pay me, so now I'm like,
you'll get paid for that shit. Yeah, like,
now I'm really thinking about doing it.
Absolutely,
and it could kind of give me some purpose and some direction.
Dude,
right now.
You'll feel great. You'll feel cool because you're like. Yeah,
I could wear hip pants and stuff.
Yeah, you'll feel cool. Just go in there, dress cool, and like the like the girls, You
get all this affirmation, and you're just like,
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying go in there and like rape and beat them like XXXTENTACION or anything, but
but somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the great thing about community college.
Fuck, that would be so cool if we had our own college radio, dude. I love that arc. I love the college radio years.
Honestly, like if you just give me your social security number, I could probably set everything up to where like you just like have to like show up one day
and just get
like,
maximum benefits and stuff. Fuck.
No,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sign up.
Honestly, do it.
I'm gonna apply.
10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, and then it would be cool to take like audio production stuff.
Yeah, I think I might take audio production. I still need film credits for my thing, and I have to do some general ed. But I think I might do audio production just to get the certificate.
Mm-hmm. And it'd be cool to have it. You can go and like get a job at a studio.
Yeah,
like
I think
any smaller studio.
Definitely.
Doing
like I just saw in Richmond a studio that was like just open, and they were hiring videographers and engineers, and like.
Dang.
Yeah. It's in Richmond, but I mean, the positions are out there.
Yeah. So you could easily do that. Or I could also do like an engineer for hire. Cause like a lot of studios, you bring your own engineer. And then I could, whoever owns the studio, if I have my certification.
A freelance, you're a hired gun.
Yeah. If they know I'm coming and I'm certified and I like have this whole thing.
You go into
They'll
Chief
let me
Keith,
fiddle their stuff.
You'd be like, Keith, check out the certificate. You just fall back. You go up there and you do what it is you do.
Go hang out with your wife and we're going to take care of everything down here. And I could fiddle with the boards.
Chief Keith has been getting big time. He's kind of been big timing me.
Really?
Yeah.
He's been booked.
Well, because we had this standing like Friday at 6 thing or whatever, and like he's 2 Fridays now. He's booked out Friday at 6 to other people
in a row.
Yeah, and then I'm like, man, like, do I have to lock it down and be like, hey, like, unless I give you notice, like, put me down for Friday at 6. Like, I thought that was like a unspoken understanding.
Yeah,
but.
So what? Like you hit him up the day before, the day of, or whatever.
I guess I was booking it like a little bit. I mean, normally I book the next week, and maybe I didn't do it that
you
time
book it while you're there,
and like I didn't, book a week out, and maybe.
Well, we could beef with Keith.
No, I need Keith. I need to finish.
Okay, no beef with Keith. No beef Everybody, with Keith. We respect Keith. He's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to see Keith on Friday at 6.
So yeah, college radio is coming.
Yeah, we might just decide to like to go to college and take
know what?
over a college radio station.
You know what, guys? Sound off in the comments and let us know if you would be down for us.
What college do you listen to? What college did you go to? What's the nearest college to you? Do they have a radio station?
Have you ever taken over a college radio station?
Yeah. Are you considering it? Do you want to come do this with us?
Do you want to see us do this? Would you
do you
be
think like
interested
this
in
is
us
a good
doing
bit?
this? Do you
Like
think it would be funny?
It's something we might do for our own personal benefit, but like if you're
Yeah.
going to laugh at it, we might actually follow through
Added
with it
benefit,
even more.
Added benefit for sure. It would give us some wind in our sails.
What should our DJ names be? Because like you obviously
we
have
need
to have a DJ name, and
Mm-hmm.
it should imply that you're from Texas, but it's not a requisite.
I want to be DJ Lone Star. That's not copywritten.
That's a Cal Poly name though.
Not
you know what I mean?
copywritten.
Like
She
there's
doesn't
no
own
DJ.
that. She didn't go through the legal steps.
Of course not. And like
she
like
just calls herself that.
it's Cuesta, so you can be DJ Lone Star, and like she's probably not going to hear it.
DJ Lone Star of Cuesta College Radio. Like as long as it's part of my name.
I'm gonna not have DJ in my name. I think I'm just gonna go with like a single name.
I like that.
Did I tell you that I registered the name Da Lil Baby with United
you did.
Masters?
Yeah.
But like I registered it, so like I don't know how that works, but
now you own that name.
kind of, yeah.
So if anybody tries to,
I think I have to put something out first though. So as soon as I release something with that,
yeah.
then I think I'll establish the.
Can we release a Moist song?
I mean, we could release anything as Da Lil Baby.
Da Lil Baby.
Da Lil Baby is a very, very versatile and genre transcending artist.
You know what? We should compile lyrics from you guys. Guys, sound off in the comments.
Sound
Let us
off.
know some lyrics, some Da Lil
What
Baby
kind of
lyrics.
songs do you want Da Lil Baby to perform? Because like I've already recorded pretty much a whole album,
Yeah.
but there's still room for more, and we're always interested in what you have to say. Also, fire off that like button, the subscribe button, and then the little arrow that does the share, and then share that
And
link.
the bell, hit the bell.
Yep.
Hit that bell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sound off in the comments, guys.
Sound off in the comments. Where are you from?
Where are you from? We'll see you next week.
Natural Habitat Recordings.